Hey guys, welcome to I'm Adam.
And I'm Lawrence.
And welcome to a very confusing Friday. Actually, it makes sense, but it's going to be a bit of a journey to get there.
We got a lot of words for you about something that doesn't actually have a lot of words associated with it.
Fun.
Welcome to the know. We got some good news and some bad news for you. Which one would you like first, audience? Go ahead and shout it. Thanks to revolutionary YouTube listen tech, we'll actually be able to hear you.
Go ahead and cast your vote.
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ, that's sick.
Gross.
Oh, my mom doesn't even own a dog.
Why would you say that? Anyway, let's open with the good news. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare Trilogy leaked via listing on Best Buy, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
Woo!
Yeah, it's Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, all in one package, all just for $30.
Wow, what a deal. And now for the bad news.
Joy.
It's last gen only.
Damn it.
Yeah, swish that in your mouth a little bit. Tastes bad. PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 only. Weird.
I mean, weird, but also the systems they launch on. But anyway, let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of the story. We first saw this listing through gaming website VG247, and sure enough, BestBuy.com has both products listed for a meager $29.99.
Yeah.
What's more, the games are set to release next week, May 17th. Holy crap.
That's in like 4 days.
Yeah.
The package includes 3 discs, and while it's never explicitly said, we assume that each includes the campaign and multiplayers of their respective games. The product description does say, and I like these, I love log lines with Call of Duty games, quote, "You can't go wrong with an epic single-player storyline and classic multiplayer gameplay that lets you immerse yourself in dynamic battle scenes so you can fight your way out.
That's the most generic copy I've ever
Men
read.
with guns will shoot at you and you shoot them back."
Can't go wrong.
Bang.
Map packs are largely not mentioned either, with the specific exception of Modern Warfare 2's Stimulus package, which was the game's first map pack. Are we left to assume that since the product listing doesn't detail any other DLC, that no other DLC is included? These truly are mysterious times we live in.
Yeah, who knows, man. Aside from that, the product listing just rattles off the awards and acclaims the included games have earned over the years.
You want to know what awards are on the game?
A lot of Spike Video Game Awards in there.
Okay, so the question here is, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, what the
Yeah, why is this game only last gen? I mean, yeah, sure, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will include Modern Warfare Remastered, but only if you pay $80 for it and buy a shitty space game that doesn't even have space dogs. What the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck, Bobby Kotick? We got dogs. Why are there not dogs everywhere?
There were dogs in the last one.
That was supposed to save Call of Duty.
Space dog.
So we're not saying that this arrangement is good for Call of Duty players. In fact, it kind of sucks, but we can at least try and explain the business logic behind releasing these games like this.
Right, the retail-facing side of games is the one we see most of the time, but there's another angle to it. Public game companies like Activision rely on investment to continue to grow and develop video games just as much as they rely on revenues from retail sales. As such, they often have to strike a balance between releasing products for you guys, the consumers, and operating their business in a way that makes them attractive to investment capital. So we think that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Call of Duty as a series has been declining in sales for the past few years, which is actually a hard statement to substantiate. We don't have any actual data for this because Activision doesn't release full unit sales, at least they don't anymore. You can kind of read between the lines on that one. Typically, if a company has a braggable number to put out, they will. Kind of like how Overwatch just put out their full player count for the open beta.
Sure.
As such, we just have to rely on circumstantial data and estimates. Like, for instance, this unit sales data from Statista.com.
Statista. It lists the series' peak in terms of sales at 2011's Modern Warfare 3, which hit 30.7 million units.
Fuck, that's a lot.
Since then, the series has experienced a slip. 2012's Black Ops 2 sold 29.57 million, 2013's Ghost sold 27.52 million, and 2014's Advanced Warfare dropped to 21.61. Sounds like people are getting tired of the series.
Yeah, it's weird, right? And to be fair, there's less time for each of those games to be on market, but still, after about a year, that's essentially when you cut off performance. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 2015's Black Ops 3 sold 22.52 million units, which could signal a turnaround in the series' performance.
It is possible that Activision was considering putting the franchise at the pasture if the decline in sales continued. Not because they burned it out, but because it would have then lost value to the investors.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. A franchise can still earn money from consumers, but if it doesn't rake in investment capital, it ceases to be as valuable to your company as something else that can do both. So put yourself in an investor's shoes for a second, which is hard because they're rich as fuck and they only want to make more money. But
just imagine your foot is on top of your butler's face.
Yeah, just cramming it down the floor, and he's like, "I will kill Obama."
And
Don't say that!
Scream at your little teenager who's all over
We talk
on
about that in
Adderall.
private, Butler. If you're an investor, you only want to invest in properties and projects that seem stable with predictable growth and rates of return. You want sure bets, basically. And that's why properties that continue to sell more year over year are hot tickets while they last. To an investor, a franchise that performs that way is pretty much a sure bet. It's got stable year over year growth And you can say, if I put my money in it this year, this is the return I can expect.
Yeah, exactly.
And to a publisher, it's vital to have those properties so that you continue to get investment capital, so you can continue to grow and outpace other companies that are trying to beat you to the punch.
You want to be the hottest girl at the dance. So until 2015, Call of Duty had 3 consecutive years of declining year-over-year performance. Now it suddenly reversed that trajectory, and Activision suddenly has a chance to revive Call of Duty as an investment pay dirt.
Yep, so now it's 2016. And if they want to really pull this out, they have to make sure that Infinite Warfare outsells Black Ops 3 to get that second consecutive year of gains.
Yeah.
That means it's time to reach into your bag of tricks and pull out Modern Warfare Remastered, but only as a play to make sure that Infinite Warfare outsells last year's game.
Warfare.
Warfare.
If Activision released a Modern Warfare trilogy for current-gen consoles, Modern Warfare Remastered would completely lose its power to bolster Infinite Warfare unit sales. Not to mention, by tacking on an extra $20 onto Infinite Warfare's retail price, they also stand to pump up their revenues by a substantial margin.
Yeah, you essentially make the new default $80 instead of $60. That's just a free 30% more revenue, theoretically.
In their minds, yeah.
Yeah. So come next April, when Activision presents fiscal year 2016 to their investors, you can bet they'll be boasting loud and long about how Call of Duty has suddenly revived property, with record-setting unit sales, record-breaking revenues, so on and so forth. And hell, if Modern Warfare Trilogy sells a shitload, you can bet they'll report all those revenues under the Call of Duty franchise, and not just under Infinite Warfare.
Nothing but the finest press release wizardry, like the world's most boring Gandalf, sitting up in investment tower. That's a lot of business bullshit that ultimately doesn't really mean much for you guys, though. So if you're upset that sometimes the products you get are released in such a way that makes businesses seem more valuable than they might be, well, welcome to Americana. Sorry. This shit's been going on for a very long time, and it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, that's just business. It's all cup and shell. It's all just buckets of money sloshing into each other and trying to find their way into one guy's pocket. And yeah, it means you have a shitty decision to make. You either pay $80 for Call of Duty you don't really care about, or play with a bunch of hackers and cheaters on an old console. Again, welcome to America. You get fucked either way.
Or you can go play Overwatch. It's coming out soon. There's not going to be a lot of hackers there, but it's still owned by Activision, Blizzard, Sierra.
Yeah, they still got it.
Vendetta, or whatever the hell it's called now. So, man, mega corporations, hail corporate. On that note, it's all about competition.
Right.
Like we said, Overwatch, Doom, Battlefield, Uncharted's out there. That has multiplayer.
Yeah.
The best thing is people are fighting for your dollar, and that's always good. If the market shows that gamers really want new shooters, Activision will have to follow. In their eyes, you might just be meat with a wallet to these companies, but you can be smart meat, damn it.
Yeah, the individual can be. I still think the mass market is just going to do what it does. And they're largely manipulatable. That's just how it goes. Welcome to consumerism. You know, the things you get are dictated by the masses, and the masses are dumb as shit, so.
Ouch.
Call of Duty.
Man of the people, everyone. Lawrence Sonntag. Vote for him in
I understand the common man.
Realist.
2020.
That's right, thank you.
Peak started to clap.
A little bit, but then he stopped. That's good. I want the shame clap, the half like. Is it cool? The one guy who claps and then it goes quiet because no one else was clapping.
I just want puppies.
Oh, puppies for everybody.
Right, let's
now I can be president. Also, speaking of Polygon,
Oh, God.
somebody put a video out this morning with like clown music showing somebody from Polygon trying to play Doom, and they're just like missing all the shots and like dying to the easiest crap.
Where's our Doom review?
Yeah. We would have one for you, but
I'm not gonna live in the game.
Activision decided not to give us early access. That'll do.
Garbage at video games.
That's pretty good. They're also garbage at video games.